Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Harris Field at Ed Sheff Stadium in beautiful Lewiston, Idaho, as we get ready to bring you coverage of the Palouse Summer Series as the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts will play in 3 days of action here in Idaho and Washington. A big summer trip for the Doc Stewarts, and we get ready to kick it off against the hosting team, the Lewis Clark Twins, a Legion program here out of Lewiston and the surrounding areas. They will be our first opponent in the series. Looking forward to this one, and it is so great to have you with us. The travel over went pretty well, and we are excited that we are on the air here at a new location. I'm Joey Kieran. This is the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. That's Roseburg Disposal. Give them a call at 673-7122. Roseburg Dr. Stewart's coming in at 5-5 on the season. They take on the LC Twins, who are 7-6 on the year. This is their home field. It's also the home field for the Lewis Clark State College Warriors, a national championship program at the NAIA level. They have been dominant. We'll talk more about them throughout the broadcast here today and throughout our trip here to Idaho. But what a beautiful location for some baseball today. Conditions are pretty great. We've got a few clouds overhead providing a little bit of shade from the direct sunlight, but it's a warm and somewhat muggy day here in Lewiston, Idaho. Northern Idaho is where we're at, right on the border, right along the Snake River and the Clearwater River, and getting ready to bring you some Doc Stewart's baseball action. Today's game is streaming live with video online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, and that makes sure that you don't miss our next broadcast of Doc Stewart's baseball here on The Score. So we've got a lot to get to and a lot to talk about as we get ready for this matchup. The teams are just about to get ready to go out on the field, so hang around, folks. We're not that far from baseball. We'll take a break. When we come back, we catch up with head coach Eric Savage for the Doc Stewarts as we get ready for first pitch between the Docs and the Twins here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
When the first Cascade branch opened in 1948, things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
Back here with more of our pregame on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. And streaming with video online at 541radio.com. Doc Stewarts are in Lewiston, Idaho. What a trip it has been. And joining us here is Coach Eric Savage. Coach, How'd you feel like the trip over here went for you guys? It's a long bus ride. It's our van ride. It's a long trip and long road trip. I think it's, if I can remember correctly, I think this is the first time the Docs have been out of state since the Scott Shaver days when we made a trip down to California and I rode with Coach Shaver down there. Just how'd things go yesterday from you guys?
Oh, it went well. Actually, we made good time. Got here 30 minutes earlier than we were anticipating, so that's a win. But the trip was long, beautiful trip. Good. It was a good time. It was a great bonding experience, first of all. And everybody made it here safely in one piece, so that's an important piece.
That's definitely big there. Guys are getting set up here. It's an exciting opportunity to be able to travel and do things like this. Gives it kind of a big league field on getting a chance to go out of state. Just this opportunity for the guys. What do you feel like this tournament and this opportunity here brings for them?
Oh, this is huge for our guys, and we're extremely grateful that we have the ability to do this, and our commissioners are behind this. But getting to play in some fantastic venues. I mean, we're sitting here and pretty much in a minor league ballpark. If you look around, it's amazing. And bringing Coach Robbins back is even more special. But and then Washington State as well, getting to play in those types of venues and in front of a lot of college coaches. You can't ask for more than that for our kids. That's what our job is, to develop and move them on. And what a great opportunity for them. We're so grateful to be here today and to be playing ball. So,
I know wins are what you guys would love to go home with a tournament title, go home with at least a few wins in your pocket. But what else do you kind of hope to get out of this tournament? I know these kind of things can be, we talk about it during the spring season. Spring break is a chance for the guys to kind of focus on baseball and get a chance to be around each other quite a bit. Is this kind of one of those turning moments in the season? You kind of hope that this really kind of kicks things off and you guys get the ball rolling?
Absolutely. Get just us. Coming from so many different backgrounds, coming together, getting used to each other, putting them in situations where they're with people they're not really familiar with, especially staying in the dorms. And this is more about bonding and playing baseball away from home and going through some challenges, not sleeping in your own bed, waking up in a dorm room, but also getting away and playing ball and hopefully develop some long-lasting memories and some friendships out of all this, and by the time we get back, we have a better identity of who our guys are, and hopefully some consistency going forward after that. So,
you guys start things off here with the Lewis Clark Twins, the hometown team. I'm sure Coach Robbins maybe has a little bit of information, just about this program, at least as a whole, and maybe a few of the kids that grew up with some of his kids through the years. What have you kind of learned about this club and just the opportunity to play these guys here on their home field?
We know that they're going to compete. He's got a former player coaching the squad over there, Coach Trainer. I've heard nothing but great things about him, and just our experience with them in the last 12 hours about. I know that they're going to be ready to play, and I know they have a few athletes over there that are going to be college baseball players, and I know they're young, but we got to be ready to go. That's what I know for sure. So,
all right, well, we'll get ready to do it here. Doc's getting ready to take on the Twins. Coach, thanks so much for the time in the pregame.
Thank you so much, Julie. Thanks for being here.
Head coach Eric Savage joining us in the pregame show as we get ready to go for Docs and Twins. This is the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Again, let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Live video stream online thanks to the Cow Creek Tribe. We appreciate their sponsorship. And thanks to all of our sponsors who joined on this year. That allowed us to be able to make this trip with the Doc Stewarts and be out here in Idaho to bring you coverage. Hopefully we've got a good contingent of folks that didn't get a chance to make the trip out here. I know it's a long trip and it's a work day, so maybe not the opportunity to get out here and follow the team, but that's what we're here for, and we're happy to be here to bring you coverage of the Palouse Summer Series. Docs will be playing 2 today, 1 tomorrow, 1 on Saturday, and then hopefully they'll be playing on Sunday as the first place team out of their pool. Head coach Eric Savage is down at home plate exchanging the lineup cards with the head coach Darren Trainer for the LC Twins. They're down there getting things squared away, going over all the ground rules here at Harris Field at Ed Sheff Stadium. Beautiful place. This place holding as many as 5,000 people. It's had a maximum capacity of just over 5,500, and it has seen some pretty good baseball through the years. They have hosted the NAIA Finals 28 times here at Harris Field, and this LC State program has won NAIA World Series titles 19 times. It's been a dominant baseball program at the NAIA level, and it has been a baseball community for sure. And we are excited to see how things play out for the Doc Stewarts against this Twins program. You start to see teams outside of our area, and it's kind of hard to judge exactly what you're going to get out of them. Docs are at 5-5. The Twins are at 7-6. Fairly similar in records there, and we'll see how things play out here today. But you can look at the rosters, you can look at the records, and all of that doesn't mean anything once you get out onto the field. Beautiful weather here, as mentioned. There are some clouds overhead, but it's warm and it's a little muggy. We are looking at 80 degrees right now, expecting a high of 86. And we are expecting to see warm temperatures throughout the tournament. 87 tomorrow, into the 90s on Saturday. We'll be in Pullman, Washington on Saturday, where things are going to be warm there as well. All right, we'll go ahead and we will take a break for the national anthem. We'll come back with a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups. That'll be coming up next year as we count down to first pitch between the Doc Stewarts and the Lewis Clark Twins here at Harris Field in Lewiston, Idaho. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in and joining us for the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Back after this 2-minute timeout for the start of our ball game here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event, plus you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
When the first Cascade branch opened in 1948, things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
It is time to get this one underway. Docs and Twins squaring off here at Harris Field. Joey Kieran here with you. Let's take a look at our Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups. We start off with your Doc Stewarts, who are the designated visiting team in the matchup against the hometown team, the Twins. Brooks Avery, the shortstop, will lead things off for head coach Eric Savage in his second year leading the Stewies. At second base, batting second, is Logan Anderson. Daniel Withers will be the DH, batting for starting pitcher Evan Corbin in the 3-hole. Batting cleanup and playing in left field, Cole Collins. Cal Robbins, the first baseman, will bat fifth, followed by Drew Camp, the center fielder. Ty Hellenthal is the catcher. He'll bat in the 7th position. Brevin Harrison is playing in right field. He'll bat 8th, and rounding out the starting 9 will be third baseman Jake Johnson. That is a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Docs. When you are looking to build your best defense for your home this summer, call Cooper's Pest Control to protect your home from those summer bugs. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins. Doc Stewarts will be facing a right-hander on the mound. That is Hayden Line. He will be out there as the starting pitcher. Hayden Line from Clarkston High School, class of 2025. During the spring, just have his offensive numbers, don't have pitching numbers for him, but he'll get the ball to start out this one. He throws into David, let me get it right here, Goikoa, who will be back behind the plate as the catcher. We'll look at the rest of the defense as we get this one underway here. Leading things off will be Brooks Avery. First pitch. Hits that one well out towards center field, but it's going to get tracked down by Tucker Green towards the alley here at Harris Field, 1 away. Realizing our score bug is going to be in the way on the view we've got, the angle we've got at things here. So let's go ahead and move that over to the other side there for you. For those that are watching online, you can watch at 541radio.com, or you can follow us on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score. 1 away on the first pitch for Hayden Line. He'll miss low and outside for ball 1 against Logan Anderson. Here in the top of the first inning, Doc's trying to set the tone early against the hometown team. The 1-0 pitch, high and inside for Anderson. Take a look around the rest of the diamond for this Twins team. Is a pitch high and inside. 3-0 count. Logan Anderson out in front. .30 delivery. Doc's trying to get a base runner on to start things off. There's a strike down the middle. 3-1. Let's see here. Realized I did not get through all of my starting defensive alignment in my scorebook for you, so we'll get that here in just a second. Swing and a miss, chasing the high heat. Anderson now a full count after starting out with the 3-0 count from Hayden Line. 3-2 pitch with 1 away, nobody on base, top of the first. Fouled off, Anderson will stay alive. Let's see, who am I missing on my lineup card? There he is, the first baseman. He's got the longest name of them all, of course. There it is. All right, 1 away, and it's a full count pitch here for Logan Anderson. He'll take high, ball 4. He'll get the trip down to first base. He'll get to visit with first baseman Brighton Schumacher, who's out there. Cody Ray at second base on the left side of the diamond. At third base is Bodie Thieveridge. At shortstop, Guy Krasselt. And the outfield from left to right, Kyson Barden, Tucker Green, and Makai Durrett. Your starting defensive alignment for the Twins. First pitch, chopped right side. Bounding ball, got to get it to first in time. Able to do so. Stepping on the bag at first is the pitcher, Hayden Line. That'll retire Daniel Withers. 3-1 to put out. Schumacher ranging to get to it on the infield dirt, or infield grass, I should say. That ball high, Baltimore chop off the infield. Dried out infield. Things are a little springy at times, as the review I was hearing from the players during their practice yesterday. But definitely not as springy as it is back at home on the turf at Champion Car Wash Field. A walk to Anderson has him at second. Up to bat will be Cole Collins. He swings through a breaking ball for strike 1. Right now, just the walk by Hayden Line, the only runner on base for the Doc Stewarts. Line's 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1 count. You had 3 players kind of converging on that ground ball by Daniel Withers. The first baseman Schumacher got to it, but also Cody Ray was there in the area, the second baseman, and the pitcher Hayden Line was going over there, either to try and get the ball or to cover first, and he ended up at first base as the ball goes off the glove for the catcher, and a late break at second base for Anderson. I'm not sure what he was watching, but he took a long time to get to third base. Finally does. It's a deep backstop, and that proves it right there. Deep backstop here at Harris Field. 2-1 count for Collins with now a man at third base. It'll be a pass ball on David Goikoa behind the plate. There's a strike as Goikoa continues to have an issue holding on to the baseball, and he's going to trade out gloves. throw the ball back out there as he ran over to talk with his coach there for a second. Coach Trainer checking out the glove, asking for a different one. Right now, it's just the ball keeps popping out of his mitt. Can't hang on to it. It's a 2-2 count for Cole Collins. He's got an opportunity to try and give the Docs an early lead here. A base hit would do that. Trying to find a way on base in the top of the first. Scoreless ball game, 2 away, 2-2 with a man at third. And a balk is called. And the Docs will get their first run of the ball game on a balk. An administration mistake for Hayden Line. Docs will lead 1-0. He pumped that one right down the middle as well. That would have been strike 3. But the balk call, and that's probably why Collins let it go by. Nobody on base. He'll swing through. It took one extra pitch and unfortunately a balk in the process. And so that will wrap things up here in the first inning. Docs will score 1 on a balk, and they lead it going to the bottom of the first here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at the starting 9 for head coach Darren Trainer in his second year and the Lewis Clark Twins. Actually, they've got 10 in the lineup as they'll have an extra batter that is allowed here for the tournament, so they'll bat 10. Tucker Green, the center fielder, will lead things off, followed by Guy Krasselt, the shortstop. David Goikoa, the catcher, will bat third. The pitcher, Hayden Line, batting cleanup. Right fielder, Makai Durrett, is the 5-hitter, followed by Cody Ray at second base. Kyson Barden is the left fielder, as the first pitch fouled away. Bodie Thieveridge, the third baseman, batting in the 8th spot, batting 9th. Brody Balmer is the extra hitter, and Brighton Schumacher, the first baseman, will bat in the 10th spot. An 0-1 pitch, fouled away again, and that one, I think, hit off the helmet there for Ty Hellenthal for strike 2. As Evan Corbin on the mound for the Doc Stewarts, the right-hander from Roseburg High School, a freshman this last spring at Umpqua Community College under the leadership of Jeremiah Robbins, a familiar name for those here in the Lewiston area. Coach Robbins was the head coach here at LC State, leading the Warriors to 3 national championships. As a breaking ball inside from Corbin. 1-2 count against Tucker Green. Coach Robbins spending about 5 years here, from 2013 to 2018. As a ball hit right side, that's going to get in. A base hit is going to hit the alley. Cut off. The throw in by Harrison is going to hold the runner. Great throw by Brevin out in right field. Tucker Green will have the first hit of the game. An opposite field single, but a great job in right field by Brevin Harrison to get to that baseball in time, backhand it, and send it in all the way to second base, right on target. And that holds that to just a leadoff single for Guy Krasselt. 1 on, nobody out. Man at first for the Twins, trailing 1-0 after a balk in the first inning. Squaring to bunt, taking it back and taking outside. A 1-0 count for Guy Krasselt. A 1-0 count for the 2-hitter with a man at first and nobody out. He'll take high and inside. On the mound, Evan Corbin, mentioned from Umpqua Community College, back for his final year on the Docks. Evan was seen to be the ace right now. He has not necessarily gotten a lot of offensive help as the runner looked like he was going, then put the brakes on, and then the ball hit the left field. They're going to hold it second. That could have been first and third for the Twins. But at first base, Tucker Green started as if he was going to try to run for second, put the brakes on, was headed back to first, and then the ball ripped to left field by Guy Krassel. Back-to-back singles here in this one for the Twins. They've got runners in at first and second, and they've got something building. Looking to try and even this one up, trailing 1-0 against the Doc Stewarts. David Goikoa is up to bat, the 3-hitter, with a man in scoring position. Takes the first pitch for a strike. No, excuse me, just outside. The umpire looked to his right. I thought he was going to signal for strike one. It'll be a 1-0 count. Corbin, a 0-2 record, looking for his first win. I mentioned he hasn't necessarily gotten a ton of offensive support, but he has had issues with walks here this season, and right now he's behind 2-0 against the 3-hitter Goikoa with runners at first and second. The 2-0 pitch. That ball hit high in the air to left field. Collins going back, long run, loses the hat. He will watch that one off the base of the fence, fires it in, and there are only going to be a long single. So they've all been pretty hard-hit balls, but they've all only been singles. Goikoa gets behind that one, hits it off the base of the left field fence. He ends up at first, everybody else moving up 90 feet, and the bases are loaded with nobody out here in the first inning for the Twins. And that ball, give credit to Cole Collins for having a shot to maybe run underneath that ball, but he didn't quite get there. Might have had a chance, but he overran it a little bit as he tried to cover in the corner. And so the Doc Stewarts, but the fact that he had a chance to try and get to that ball, it held the runners up, so they could only go 90 feet. First pitch swung on and missed for strike one against the pitcher and cleanup hitter Hayden Line. Big moment here in the early going of this one. The Twins trying to break it open. Doc's trying to limit the damage. They play for a double play up the middle. As a ball, line drive left field, the run will score. One run's come in, a second run is heading in, and the throw will not be to the plate. It is cut off by the by third baseman Jake Johnson. It's 2-1. The Twins are in front here in the first inning. Boy, they are hitting the ball well. They'll have runners at first and second still with nobody out. That is the fourth consecutive hit to start the ball game, and Hayden Line will drive in two and help his own cause. He hits a line drive to left field just over the reach of Jake Johnson at third, and that brings in two. First pitch misses, ball one, and boy, couldn't ask for a better start for the Twins here on their home field against the Docs. Docs scored one in the first on a balk. A 1-0 pitch outside. Behind the plate, Ty Hellenthal sliding to his right to stay in front of that ball, looking around the diamond. Cal Robbins out at first base. Logan Anderson at second on the left side of the diamond. Jake Johnson at third. Brooks Avery at short. Get you the outfield. The 2-0 pitch. There's a strike. In the outfield from left to right, Cole Collins, Drew Camp, and Brevin Harrison. Your starting lineup for the Doc Stewarts. 2-1 delivery here against the 5-hitter Durrett. Swings through for strike two. 7-6 on the year for the Lewis Clark Twins. Boy, they've come out looking like they can swing some pretty good bats out there. 4 consecutive singles to start off the ball game. Swing and a miss. Back pick down to first. And Robbins doesn't look like he could hang on to the ball down there at first base. Strikeout for Corbin, a big one there. He gets the first out in the frame. One away. Strikeouts are brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Don't swing and miss with dinner tonight. Stop by Mountain Mike's at the corner of Bellows and Harvard in Roseburg. Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. So big strikeout there for the Docs. Now they've got a chance to maybe try and turn two and get out of things here in the first with just a 1-run deficit. Corbin's first pitch misses high to Cody Ray, the second baseman. Docs will have to get their bats going. Now trailing by a run in the first. A pickoff throw to second base will not be in time. This Twins team coming off of back-to-back losses in their last 2 games. They haven't played since Sunday. Docs haven't played since Sunday either. The 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. The Twins losing against the Mercedes-Benz boys back on Sunday. The Benz boys are out of Seattle, Washington. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed again, and Corbin doing a good job of missing bats here as this inning has progressed. That was the second loss of the Benz boys this year for the Twins. They all came in that tournament that they were playing in, or around that tournament as the ball fouled away. That was the a Dwight Church tournament, I believe is what I read on that one. Forgot to write down the name. The 1-2 pitch, off speed, bounces in. 2-2 count. The hitter able to hold up on his check swing. Ray stays alive with a 2-2 count. Runners all hold as Ty Hellenthal, behind the plate does a nice job of keeping that ball in front of him. The 2-2 pitch, outside. Doc Stewart's played in their Father's Day tournament on their home field in their last game, winning 8-0 over the Corvallis Girding Builders Market Men. That was last Sunday for a third-place finish in that tournament there at home. 3-2 pitch, hit right side. That ball is hooking into the corner. It's going to get down. Long run for Harrison. 1 run will come in. It'll be a double for Cody Ray. Did a nice job with the outside pitch. Takes it opposite field and drives in a run. And that is the first extra base hit for the Twins, who have now gotten 5 hits here in this first inning against Evan Corbin. And the Twins will have runners at second and third, still just 1 out. They lead it 3-1. Coming in to score was Goey Koa. The courtesy runner for him came around to score. Pitch inside just misses for ball 1 for Corbin against Kyson Barden, the left fielder. Cody Ray out at second. Hayden Line went all the way around the diamond. He's at third base. That ball is struck in the air out to center. Dead center field. Drew Camp looks like he might have misread it. Can he get back in time? He will not. That ball hits off the warning track. 1 run will score. They're going to send a second. Brooks Avery's throw to the plate is in time, and there's your second out. Docs will get 1 out of that one, all the way to third for Kyson Barden. He drives in 1 with his double to dead center field, deepest part of the park. Drew Camp off the bat, right at him. Just got a bad read on it and didn't get back fast enough. Might have had a chance to catch that on the warning track. 1 run came in. It makes it 4-1. The Twins are in front, 2 away. And it'll bring up Bodie Thieveridge, the third baseman. He took the first pitch for strike 1. He's got a man at third. Takes inside, 1-1 count. 2 away, runner at third base, Thieveridge. Looking to try and keep it going here. Back-to-back doubles, 6 hits total here in the first inning for the Twins. Pitch misses. Didn't look like it missed was by much there for Corbin. 4-1. Doc's bats will have to get some action going here in this 7-inning contest, but it's early. Ground ball towards short. Brooks Avery gets a nice high hop, throws it over to Cal Robbins to finish off the inning, getting Thieveridge. A man will be stranded at third base, but the Doc Stewarts work to do. 4 runs come in on 6 hits. There were no Doc's errors, and 1 man left on base. The Twins jump out to the early lead here in the bottom of the first as we go to the top of the second on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
It's time to get your game on with Mountain Mike's oven roasted chicken wings. They're meaty, juicy, in 4 bold sauces ready to tempt your taste buds. And they're hand sauced and tossed for every order. It's game on with Mountain Mike's Pizza oven roasted chicken wings. Get your wings today. Order online or on our app for carryout or delivery.
Cal Robbins will lead things off for the Doc Stewarts here in the second inning, trailing 4-1 against the Lewis Clark Twins, who came out swinging in the first. A 1-0 pitch from Hayden Line misses outside, a 2-0 count. Doc Stewart's a run in the first inning, but did not have a hit. I got on with a walk, and a balk ended up bringing in Logan Anderson. Docs jumped out to the 1-0 lead. Obviously, things have changed since the first inning. High, a 3-0 count here for Robbins. Docs will have to get their bats going. The Twins, man, they can swing their sticks, it looks like. 3-0 pitch outside, ball 4. That is a 4-pitch walk issued for Cal Robbins. And it's kind of an interesting story here. Obviously, the Robbins, a well-known name here in Lewiston and Clarkston area with Coach Robbins coaching here at LC State. His boys would have gone to Lewiston High School, which a lot of the players on this Twins roster are from Lewiston. They said they know a few of the guys that are on the other team in this matchup. Squaring to bunt and foul ball. Drew Camp got a piece of that one. Cal Robbins was rounding second, all heading for third, thinking that was a pass ball. It's going to be a foul ball for Drew Camp. So back to first will go Robbins. Drew Camp, the lefty, at the plate. Was out of the lineup for a little while with a thumb injury. Great to see that he is back in as a regular player. Squares to bunt again. Third baseman creeping way in. Pulls it back. He gets hit off the hands and fouls it into one of the kind of sun deck levels here at Harris Field. You've got the stadium bowl seating back behind, individual seats and everything, and then you've got wooden kind of bleachers down to either side that are elevated up behind the dugouts that are kind of more bleacher seating out there. There's a pitch taken for ball 1 by Camp. It's a pretty cool venue to watch, and actually it looks like fans bring their own camping chairs and set up out there, and pretty good view and pretty good spot to watch the game from, I'd say. 1 ball, 2 strikes here against Drew Camp. Squaring to bunt again. He will foul it over the net, and that'll be strike 3. 1 away for the Doc Stewarts, and Coach Savage seems to be not happy about the fact that Camp couldn't get that bunt down for him. 1 away, Ty Hellenthal will stand in. The catcher for the Doc Stewarts will try to get something going here. Doc's trailing by 3. Hellenthal will take high and away for ball 1. Baseball slowly making its way down the metal bleachers in front of us. Fan will go and collect it there. 1-0 count for Hellenthal, who is batting 7th in the lineup today for the Docs, trying to get something started. Cal Robbins going. They had the hit and run on. That ball fouled away by Hellenthal. Robbins has been trying to move from first base, has not been able to do so as of yet. This ballpark, it's a big one. Right now it feels like the Twins have done what they can to find a lot of it. 1-1 pitch coming here for Hellenthal. Line will issue. That ball taken, and Cal Robbins way off the bag at first. He nosedives into the bag at first. He is in safely. Getting to experience the Cal Robbins experience a little bit last night, riding in the van to dinner with the team. And Cal Robbins is the quintessential younger brother. He's a bit of a goofball. He likes to have a good time, and he was cracking everybody up in the van last night. He dives back in safely. He was well off the bag, but the throw from behind the plate by Goey Koa was not quite in time. Swing and a miss, runner going, throw down to second base, tag applied, and out at second will be Cal Robbins trying to steal. Second baseman Cody Ray applies the tag. There's 2 down. Base is empty. At the plate, a 2-2 count for Ty Hellenthal. He was trying to get the hit and run on, couldn't make contact. 2-2 pitch. Fouled away. Hellenthal will stay alive. Well, Doc's trailing 4-1 without a hit so far. Drew a walk in the first inning and got a run to come around. But they are trying to get their offense going right now. Hayden Line doing a good job of keeping them off balance. Ball popped up. Shallow right side into the outfield grass. The second baseman, Ray, is there, and he will make the catch to finish things off in the second inning. So the Doc Stewart's unable to get anything after a leadoff walk. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 4-1 the score as the Twins in front. We go to the bottom of the second on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
This broadcast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by Barnes Heating and Cooling, Cascade Community Credit Union, DC Farmers Co-op, Dr. Alanson Randall, Travel Leaders Flyaway Travel. Tune in throughout the summer for Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Second inning action here from Harris Field in Lewiston, Idaho. Today's ball game brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Lefty at the plate to start things for the Twins. A swing and a miss by Brody Balmer. Balmer is the 9-hitter in the lineup. He's the extra hitter. He'll hit a line drive. It hops off the dirt, fielded by Anderson. He'll quickly fire it to Cal Robbins at first, who makes the out. 1 away. That ball hit off the infield dirt, playing in the grass. Anderson towards the first base side on the right side, fields, and makes a throw right towards first base for the putout. 1 away. Brighton Schumacher is the 10th hitter in the lineup, and he will bat with 1 away and nobody on. Well, it is natural surface and playing field here at Harris Field. The grass everywhere, dirt everywhere. It's well kept, very flat looking, and it's in good conditions here today. It is 315 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, and 385 to dead center field. As a ball hit towards center, line drive, base hit. Drew Camp will have it there, and there is 1 on with 1 out, and there's the 7th hit in the ball game for this Twins club. Another single. That ball to center field. That is 7 hits. Boy, top of the lineup, first 4 guys all got on with singles, and they all came around to score. Then you had back-to-back doubles towards the bottom half of the lineup. This LC Twins team sure can swing. Ball fouled away for the first pitch to the top of the order here. Tucker Green up for a second time in his many innings. 2-2 Gorgeous ball field. You've got stands everywhere. We mentioned the stuff behind home and down each line. They've even got bleachers out beyond the left field fence here at Harris Field. Pickoff throw to first, not in time. They've got the batter's eye in center field. Big green field out there, or fence out there. Otherwise, they've got the fencing with sponsor banners from left field all the way around to right field. Pitch outside, gets away from Hellenthal. Up to second base will go Schumacher. Wild pitch for Corbin. Puts a man into scoring position. It's a 1-1 count for Tucker Green, who had a single to right field his first time up. 1 for 1 on the day. And I'm not sure if maybe out at second base Schumacher, an injury timeout here. His coach, Darren Trainer, is headed out there to check on his player. He's looking down. Something with his shoes maybe is the problem here. Yeah, I think he was having some sort of equipment issue with his shoes. Back to play we go. A 1-1 count with a man at second base. Corbin will deliver. Breaking ball missing low and outside. Off in the distance, you can see the hills in Washington. If you kind of lean and look to your right, you can see a little bit of the hills up to our north as well. It's a ball foul tipped into the glove for strike 2. 2-2 count for Green. Right now, no breeze to speak of. The American flag is above the video board out in right field. It is hanging. So no breeze helping anything right now. 2-2 pitch, and just another ball hit into the outfield. Drew Camp will come up with it. He'll send it back in. The runner will hold that third. And it'll be runners on the corners. 2 for 2 day for Tucker Green at the top of the order. And really, man, just putting the ball in play almost every at-bat here for the Twins. 1 away, runners on the corners, and it'll be shortstop Guy Krasselt who will bat. He had a single to left field, pulled it towards the line in the first inning, got on base. He'll stand in, looking at RBI opportunity. He'll square to bunt with 1 out. Runner at first going. Behind the plate, Hellenthal looks to third, doesn't look to second. In safely will go Green. That eliminates a double play option. No thought at all there out of Hellenthal. They even try and fire to second base. Pitch missed for a 1-0 count. Ball fouled off at the plate. So really a beautiful place to play. Great acoustics. You can hear kind of a reverberation for some reason off the building behind us, the trees and whatnot. Just it's a good ballpark, good sound, good feel. I'm sure when this place is hopping, it's awesome. Line drive over the top of Jake Johnson's glove down the third base side. Cole Collins will fire it in. The throw won't be in time to get to the plate. 2 runs will score on a base knock by Krasselt. And there's 2 more on the board for the Twins. A single, 2 for 2 for Krasselt. And it is now 6-1. The Twins are in front. They have gotten 3 hits here in the second inning, 9 hits total in this ball game. Time called. Out to the mound goes pitching coach A.J. Doolittle to have a conversation. This has been an offensive explosion for the LC Twins in this one. They have been in control from the start, and they have been just absolutely putting the barrel on the ball and spraying it all over the ballpark. With a break in the action, let you know that today's game sponsored by Dr. Alanson Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com or call them at 541-378-6694. So the Docs really are going to have a big steep climb to try and get themselves back into this ball game. Currently trailing 6-1 here in the second. There is activity in the bullpen for the Docs. Goikoa will stand in. He had a ball hit at the base of the left field fence his first time up. Guys were commenting about how the ball flies a little bit more here. We are slightly higher in elevation, but not drastically. 800 or so feet above sea level. It's a square to bunt, throw down to second base. Wrong side of the bag. It was close in timing, but the wrong side of the bag for Hellenthal, and in safely will go Krassel with a stolen base. Puts a man into scoring position. It's a 1-0 count, I believe. Yeah, 1-0 count at the plate for Goikoa. Foul back, 1-1. Lewiston, team that they've hosted the regional tournament here at one point, the Northwest Regional Tournament in postseason play for Legion Baseball. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. 1-2 count for Goikoa. This place has seen some postseason Legion Baseball action in recent history. The 1-2 count fouled away. Goikoa will stay at the plate. Out at second base is Krassel, who just drove in two to make it 6-1 here in the bottom of the second. Ground ball left side. It is kept on the infield by Avery. Throw to first, not in time. Just out of the, pulling Robbins up the line. He stayed on the bag, but they were not able to get the ball there. It was a diving attempt by Jake Johnson at third, backing him up. Brooks Avery, the shortstop, backhand and quick throw across the diamond, but just wasn't quite in time from deep in the hole at shortstop. Goikoa will beat out the throw. He'll have an infield single. He's 2 for 2, and this top of the order has been making life difficult for Evan Corbin. Get a runner at first base for the Twins, and that is Austin Top who will be running out there. Courtesy runner in. Top came in the first inning and ran, and eventually came around to score. And here comes head coach Eric Savage out to the mound. We're going to get a pitching change in the second inning. It's not been Corbin's day today. He has now given up 10 hits total in this ball game, 6 runs, and they are going to go to Tristan Ledbetter to take over on the mound. So we will take a 1-minute timeout as the Doc Stewarts will make a pitching change. Corbin heads to the dugout, and Tristan Ledbetter will take over on the mound. It's the bottom of the second, 6-1. The Twins in front with 1 out here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for a great lunch and great value with endless options for everyone? Then hurry over to Mountain Mike's Pizza for our all-you-can-eat lunch buffet. For one low price, you can choose from a variety of signature and specialty hot and delicious pizzas. Then build your own salad your way with a wide selection of fresh vegetables, toppings, and dressings with as little or as much as you want. Mountain Mike's Weekday Lunch Buffet. It's lunch and salad bar the way it ought to be.
This broadcast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by Fisher's Hearth and Home, Chuck Swarm and Family Auto Repair, Roseburg Disposal, Southern Septic, Evergreen Family Medicine. Tune in throughout the summer for Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Well, tough start there for Evan Corbin. He'll exit the game. He goes an inning and a third. Gave up 10 hits, no walks, 1 strikeout. 6 runs have come in. There is a runner on base. Actually, 2 runners on base, excuse me. 2 runners on base, and those would be to Corbin's credit. And so could be a little bit more than just the 6 runs that have come in so far, seeing on how things go for Tristan Ledbetter. Ledbetter will face Hayden Line. He's the cleanup batter. The pitcher as well for the Twins. He hits with 1 out, and runners at first and second. Takes the first pitch low from Ledbetter for ball 1. Hayden Line from Clarkston High School. He was a .312 hitter during the spring season. 1-0 pitch is popped up, out of play for strike 1. Hit .312, 9 RBIs, had 2 doubles, 2 triples, a home run, 5 walks, and 6 strikeouts during his spring high school season. The thing I'm not sure, I know places, I think Montana actually just added spring baseball out there for the high school level. It's a 1-1 pitch here for Ledbetter. Breaking ball, nice job behind the plate by Hellenthal for a 2-1 count. Some areas in the northern portion of the West, like Montana and the Dakotas, it's just not warm enough yet during the spring to be able to play baseball. So a lot of those areas, they don't have high school baseball during the spring. It's a pitch low, 3-1 count. A lot of those Legion teams in those areas, that's kind of the first bit of baseball action of the season for them. I don't believe that's the case here in Lewiston or here in northern Idaho. It's a 3-1 pitch, is low and outside, ball 4, bases are loaded now. Actually, I know it's not because obviously I have some stats for these guys at their high school teams, but not sure if their season's quite as long as what we have in the state of Oregon for high school baseball. Didn't get a chance really to see it. It kind of felt like maybe in the mid to upper teens for number of games played for some of these guys on the stats I was able to find. So might not be as long of a season here in northern Idaho as it is back in Oregon. First pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1 to Makai Durrett. Durrett is a strikeout victim back in the first inning against Evan Corbin. He bats here with the bases loaded and 1 away. Second consecutive inning that the Twins will have the bases loaded against the Doc Stewarts. Tristan Ledbetter on the mound. His 0-1 pitch. A breaking ball, slow breaking ball out in front of it. Durrett fouled it off for strike 2. Docs need 2 more outs to get through things here in the second inning. Trying to stop this quite offensively minded LC Twins team. Breaking ball in the dirt, laying off. Durrett will have a 1-2 count. Docs will have to find their offensive minds, as currently they trail 6-1, and they're going to have ground to make up here. A 1-2 pitch. That ball in the air out towards left center. Ranging in front of it is Cole Collins, makes the catch. 1 runner heading to the plate. Throw to third will not be in time. And in safely to third base goes Guy Krassel. Excuse me, no, he comes in to score on the sac fly. In safely will go the courtesy runner, Austin Top, to third base. Staying at first base is Hayden Line. And there's a run in. It's 7-1. Twins in front, 2 away. Durrett will get a RBI on the sac fly to left field. Brings up Cody Ray. He had a double down the right field line his first time up that drove in a run. Bats with him on the corners and 2 down. First pitch swinging. He gets underneath the ball to left field. Playable for Collins. Trying to wrap things up here in the second, and he will. That will finish things off, but the Twins, once again, they will send 8 hitters to the plate, and they score a few more. They add 3 more runs on the board. They lead this one 7-1 as we go to the top of the third inning on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Cast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by MSK True Value, DR Johnson Lumber, and Umpqua Valley Fire Services.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Hold on to your taste buds because the heat is on. Introducing Mountain Mike's new jalapeno nut nuts. For limited time, they're just $5.99. Order online or on our app for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Top of the third inning, Brevin Harrison will lead things off for the Doc Stewarts. The 8-9 one-hitters coming up for the Docs. They trail it 7-1 against the LC Twins. Trying to get some offense going. They don't have a hit yet. A 1-0 pitch taken for a 2-0 count for Harrison. On the bump, Hayden Line has been doing a good job of keeping the Docs off balance. He has issued a couple of walks, but barely cost him much. He gave up a lead in the first inning with a balk that scored Logan Anderson. Other than that, he's been pretty lights out there. 2-1 count against Harrison here as we welcome you back for the top of the third inning. Today's ball game brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? High and away, 3-1 count for Harrison. Waiting on deck, Jake Johnson will be the next man up. The on-deck hitter is brought to you by Evergreen Family Medicine. That'll round out the starting 9 for the Docs. As a pitch inside, there's ball 4. It's another leadoff walk, but the Docs see if they can take advantage of it here in the third inning, needing quite a few runs to get back into this ball game. Evergreen Family Medicine, you can expect the unexpected, serving Roseburg, Myrtle Creek, and Sutherland. Evergreen offers more than traditional primary care. They're dedicated to providing exceptional care for the unspoken needs of some of our community's most vulnerable. Always expect more with Evergreen. First pitch to Jake Johnson misses outside, ball 1. If there has been one thing that has not been going Hayden Line's way, it's been the strike zone. He's issued 3 walks now, 1 in every inning, and that's going to prompt a visit out to the mound for Coach Darren Trainer after that first pitch missing the strike zone to Jake Johnson. The Docs haven't been able to take advantage of those free passes as of yet. Johnson at the plate. On deck is Brooks Avery, top of the order, waiting to come back around. Well, this is the first game here in Lewiston. They're also playing games. Let's see, they've got games going on in Pullman, Washington at Washington State University. They've got games going on at Colfax. And there's one other location that I'm honestly not 100% sure where those games are. It says PHS on the schedule. Not sure exactly where those games are being played. Docs will play 3 games here in Lewiston and 1 game in Pullman at Washington State. As the ball fouled away, 1-1 count for Johnson. Docs will play 2 today, 1 tomorrow here in Lewiston, and then Saturday they get to play at Washington State University in Pullman. And then if they are winning in the Gleason bracket, they can play coming up on Sunday as a straight steal. Brevin Harrison caught stealing. Took off too early. The execution's just been off a tick for the Doc Stewarts in this one so far. 1 away, bases empty. Brevin Harrison caught stealing. He just left early. And the pitcher line stepped off through to second, and they easily made the tag. As a 1-1 pitch taken for a 2-1 count now for Johnson with nobody on base. So the Docs now twice have gotten the leadoff man on with a walk as a check swing couldn't hold up. 2-2 for Johnson. In the second inning, couldn't get anything out of a leadoff walk to Cal Robbins. He was caught stealing. And Brevin Harrison, a leadoff walk, he's caught stealing as well. Docs have not been able to execute that. And there is a 2-2 pitch that hits Jake Johnson in the back. Jake will make the trek on down to first base. The Docs just trying to be aggressive out there, but so far haven't really been able to make it pay off. Brevin Harrison would be standing at second base right now if it wasn't for getting caught stealing on what was kind of a poorly executed attempt. One away, back to the top of the order for the second time through the lineup for the Doc Stewarts. Pitch high for ball one from Hayden Line. Brooks Avery will stand in. Doc's in the Gleason pool. They've got the Northwest Bandits, Kalispell Lakers, LC Twins, and Reality Sports all in their group. That was the 1-0 pitch. Avery will take a breaking ball low and outside, a 2-0 count. Northwest Bandits is the one team I didn't really get much information on coming into the tournament. Not 100% sure where they're from. Kalispell from Montana as a 2-0 pitch drops on the inside corner for a strike to Avery. Kalispell from Montana, the Twins here from Idaho, and Reality Sports is out of Washington as well. 2-1 delivery for Avery. Takes inside corner again for strike two. Brooks flew out to center field his first at-bat. Got a lot of teams, I think a lot of teams out of Washington in this tournament in the other groups. 2-2 pitch. Outside behind the plate, trying to frame that one on the corner. Goikoa unable to get the call. Full count pitch for Brooks Avery. Doc's at least seeing pitches, but haven't been able to get a hit yet. The 3-2. Avery pops it up right side in foul territory. Schumacher, the first baseman, trying to track it. It'll be the second baseman, Ray, that'll make the catch in foul territory. 2 down. Cody Ray backing up, following along with Schumacher, who lost it up over the top of him in this afternoon sunshine with a few clouds overhead. I'm sure that could be easy to lose the baseball a bit. Cody Ray was there to back it up and make the play in foul territory. Logan Anderson, he got on and scored in the first inning. He'll foul off the first pitch, hits it towards the home dugout down the first base side for strike one. Doc's in the third base dugout. Down to our left. Twins in the first base dugout. Dugouts are in ground. The field is kind of sunken down below the grandstands. A 1-1 count for Anderson. So as you walk back behind home, you are above the ground level out there. 1-1 pitch for Logan Anderson. Well, the runner at first base, that pitch in the dirt, 2 balls and a strike. Jake Johnson out there at first after getting hit by a pitch. Temperatures climbing in the 80s here this afternoon. Docs will be playing through the hottest portion of the day. I got one more coming up after this. The 2-1 pitch. Anderson hits it pretty well to center field. Drifting back, Tucker Green has a read on it in front of the warning track for the final out. That will wrap up things in the top of the third inning. Doc Stewart's get a couple of runners on, can't do anything with them. No runs, no hits. There were no errors, and one man left on base for the Docs. It is 7-1. The Twins in front as we go to the bottom of the third inning on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Doc Stewarts. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
This broadcast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by Neal Company Real Estate, American Family Insurance, Champion Car Wash, Cooper's Pest Control, Mountain Mike's Pizza. Tune in throughout the summer for Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Tristan Ledbetter has taken over on the mound. He's back out there, and he fires a 1-0 pitch at the knees, but just below the strike zone. A 2-0 count to the first man up, Kyson Barden, the left fielder for the LC Twins. Pitch in the dirt again, 3-0 count. Kyson Barden is the lone class of 2023 member on this roster, at least as far as I know. He's the lone class of 2023 guy. That may not be completely true. I don't have Levi Anderson, Makai Durrett, and David Goikoa. I don't have graduating classes for them as a ball skied in the air to Logan Anderson at second base for the out, one away. Kyson Barton flying out on the infield. He had a double in his first at-bat to drive in a run. 1 for 2 today for him. He is a UCC guy. He played at Umpqua Community College for Coach Jeremiah Robbins this spring. He played in 17 games for the Riverhawks. But he flies out to start things here in the third inning. Bodie Thieveridge will stand in. He takes low for ball 1. Thieveridge 0 for 1 in the game, grounded out to shortstop for the final out of the first inning. 7-1 the score. The Twins in front as a strike across. Thieveridge takes. Today's contest is sponsored by Flyway Travel. Contact their travel experts for your travel plans. Breaking ball, good movement on that pitch there by Ledbetter. Gets ahead 1-2. You can get in touch with Flyway Travel at 541-672-5701. Grounder towards short again. Avery throw to first high, and that one will roll by. Backing up the play, Hellenthal is there. Avery throws high at the bag at first. That should have been the second out. It'll be a throwing error for the Doc Stewarts. Their first error in the ball game. This is a routine ground ball to short. Avery had it, but just kind of lofted it more towards first base instead of rifling one across. So another extra chance here for the Twins. Runner at first with one away. Brody Ballmer will bat. He takes outside, the lefty. Grounded out to second his first time. So the book is closed on Evan Corbin. He gives up 7 runs in his 1 1/3 inning. Allowed 10 hits, no walks, 1 strikeout. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second base. Can't get it there in time. Looked like Hellenthal maybe wasn't quite in position to get that ball down to second base quickly. I think the stolen base maybe caught everybody off guard a little bit. Thieveridge gets himself into scoring position with 1 away. Bodie Ballmer waits. Grounds 1 towards second. Anderson gets it to first in time. Up to third base goes Thieveridge. There's runner at third with 2 down. Doc Stewart's trying to find a way to put a goose egg on the board for this Twins team who has scored in every inning so far. 4 in the first, 3 in the second. They lead at 7-1. Brighton Schumacher had a single to lead things off in the second inning. Gets around on one, and he'll line it into the corner in left field. Long run for Cole Collins. Another run will come in. Schumacher heading for second, and he will be in with a double. He is 2 for 2 in the game, and he drives in a run. And the Doc Stewarts unable to keep the Twins off the board here in the third. So close. Should have been out of it. That'll be an unearned run against Tristan Ledbetter. 8-1 the score. On at second base is Schumacher. And the last time he got on base, it started a string of 4 consecutive hits for the Twins. The top of the order has been perfect in the 1 through 4 spot. As a ball gets away, breaking ball goes into the net. I don't know what the ruling is on that. That ball got up on the ledge behind home into the net. Hellenthal just went and retrieved it. So I don't know. Nobody's complaining about the call here. So I was almost wondering if it was a ball out of play and a dead ball that might award the runner an extra base, but apparently not. Up to third base goes Schumacher. Ball fouled away. 1-1 count. Tucker Green is 2 for 2 in the game with a couple of singles. He's got a stolen base. He's scored twice. 1-1 pitch. Pops him up. Playable out in center field. Drew Camp now racing in as that ball didn't carry quite as much. He will get underneath it. And that's not Drew Camp out in center field. That is Tyler Haynes, who's out in center field for the Doc Stewarts. So that will wrap things up in the third inning. 1 run comes in as they finally do get the top of the order to commit an out. That will be 1 run on 1 hit, 1 Doc's error, and 1 man left on base. It is 8-1. We go to the top of the fourth on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Daniel Withers will lead things off for your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. He'll take low and outside for ball 1. Withers grounding out to first base his first time up as we begin the fourth inning. Docs trailing by 7. Got to get some sort of offense going. On the mound, Hayden Line continues to pitch. He's given up 3 walks and 1 hit batter, but he's not giving up a hit as he gets a strike. Makes it a 1-1 count. As we begin this fourth inning, today's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home. Serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. That's Fisher's Hearth and Home. A 2-1 pitch, high and inside, spinning out of the way. Withers is ahead, 3-1. Well, again, the only black mark on the tally today for Hayden Line has been the free passes, but he's been able to recover. 3-1 pitch to Withers. Outside ball 4, and there is another walk issued. Walks by opposing pitchers are brought to you by Umpqua Valley Fire Services. Things can get out of control quickly. That's why they provide unmatched fire safety and services with fire extinguisher and fire sprinkler services, plus much more. Umpqua Valley Fire Services works to keep their clients and neighbors safe. Visit uvfs.net to make sure that you're prepared when things get out of control. Up to bat, Cole Collins with a man at first and nobody out. He'll take strike 1. Collins has struck out his first time up. 4 walks issued in this game by Hayden Line. Out at first base is Daniel Withers. Docs have gotten a runner at first with the walk, and they continue to try and steal second and haven't been able to do so. Right now, trailing by 7, it looks as if they're going to ask the heart of the lineup here to try and swing away and see if they can bring a man across. Docs scored first, but they've been shut out the last 2 frames, and they have given up 8. An 8-1 lead for the Twins. Pitch drops in on the inside corner for a strike to Collins. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sun overhead. It'll make its way over the first base dugout and back behind some buildings as the day wears on. The 1-2 pitch, and Collins goes chasing high, and he goes down with his second strikeout in the game. Not what you need out of the cleanup hitter. 1 down, still at first base is Withers. Bring up Cal Robbins, who walked in the second inning to lead off the frame. Walked, got on. They kept trying to move him around. He kept getting pulled back on foul balls. Eventually did try to steal second and was thrown out doing so. He takes on the inside corner for a strike. Tyler Haynes is on deck. He came on defensively for Drew Camp in center field and now will be batting for him as well. The 0-1 pitch to Robbins. Pitch down low, knocked down by Goikoa behind the plate. Robbins, the big youngster, just wrapped up his freshman year at Douglas High School. Waits on the 1-1. He takes high for a 2-1 count. We're here in the top of the 4th inning. Fans continue to trickle into the stadium for this one here today. 2-1 delivery. Inside corner again, called strike. That inside corner has been lively. Felt like the outside corner maybe has been frustrating the pitchers a little bit, not getting the call they want there. But the inside corner, seen a number of good strike calls there for both pitching staffs so far. 2-2 delivery from line. Can't get the hitter to chase. Ball goes through the legs of the catcher. Up to second base will go Withers. He takes a big turn. Will hold there. Be a wild pitch through the 5-hole for the catcher, Goikoa. Out to second base goes Withers, a man in scoring position. And for the Doc Stewarts, Cal Robbins at the plate with a 3-2 count. Doc's trying to get something going, build some momentum here. Ball 4. Another walk issued. That is 2 here in the 4th inning. And 2 to Cal Robbins. That's 5 total in the game for Hayden Line. Also a hit batter in there. Up to bat is going to be Ty Haynes. Tyler takes over in center field. He bats left-handed, much like Drew Camp, but he throws right-handed. Takes a sweeping breaking ball low and inside at the shoe tops for ball 1. Get a chance at a legal ID here as we've hit the 2 o'clock hour. Try and do that here in just a moment for you. 1-0 delivery from line, swung through. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc's Baseball on The Score. A ball snagged out of the air at third base. Softly hit liner, and Bodie Thieveridge able to pull that one back down. He got up and robbed that one away. It would have just barely gotten into the outfield. Maybe it might have hit the dirt first. Haynes going opposite field on that soft liner. Almost drops one in for the first hit of the game for the Docs. Can't quite come through there, unfortunately. And there are 2 down. That ball, it could have been trouble. It would have been kind of a long way to go for all the defenders. Maybe could have scored Withers. And obviously the Docs would like to see a hit drop in and see if they can get something going. No hits in this one so far. Docs with a run back in the first inning. They trail 8-1 here in the top of the 4th. Hayden Line on the mound has been effectively wild. His 1-0 pitch is fouled away. He's issued 5 walks and 1 hit batter. But he hasn't given up a hit, and the 1 run came in after a walk got Logan Anderson on, and he scored on a balk eventually. Meanwhile, the offense has been doing nothing wrong for the Twins. They've got 11 hits in this one and 8 runs. A breaking ball hits the inside corner against Ty Hellenthal. Hellenthal flew out to the second baseman, 0 for 1 in the game. Bats with Withers out at second and Robbins at first. Line's 1-2 pitch. Trying to wrap up the top of the 4th. Foul tip into the glove for strike 3, and that'll do it. His 3rd strikeout in the game. He goes to the heat, and the Docs can't catch up. Doc Stewart's will leave 2 men stranded here in the top of the 4th. No runs, no hits. There were no errors, and 2 men on base. Still 8-1 going to the bottom of the 4th on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
It's time to get your game on with Mountain Mike's oven-roasted chicken wings. They're meaty, juicy, in 4 bold sauces ready to tempt your taste buds. And they're hand-sauced and tossed for every order. It's game on with Mountain Mike's Pizza oven-roasted chicken wings. Get your wings today. Order online or on our app for carryout or delivery.
Tristan Ledbetter will try to keep this one within reach. Right now, 8-1 the score as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Joey Keyran here with you in Lewiston, Idaho, where the Doc Stewarts are kicking off the Palouse Summer Series against the LC Twins, one of the host teams in this series. First pitch fouled away. It is Guy Krasselt, the shortstop, that'll lead things off. Starts off with the 0-1 count. This will be his first at-bat against Tristan Ledbetter, who took over for Evan Corbin. He gets underneath the ball, hits it out towards left center on the run. Tyler Haynes is there to make the catch, 1 away. Haynes runs that one down towards the alley, getting there just in time. And the top of the order started out the game. First 3 hitters were 6 for 6. Those were all against Evan Corbin. And now Tristan Ledbetter's been able to get the last 2 hitters, the number 1 hitter Tucker Green, number 2 hitter Guy Krasselt, get them to both fly out to center field. 1 away, first pitch misses, ball 1 against David Goikoa. He'll take outside, 2-0 count. Goikoa is 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. Stands back in against Ledbetter. Check swing, strike is the call. Looked like Goikoa might have held up. Not sure if the umpire would have called it a swing or not, but I think it was a strike either way. 2-1 pitch, hits the same spot for strike 2. That time, Goikoa did not even offer. It's got the 2-2 count, excuse me. Pitch outside. Bouncing by Hellenthal. Count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out and nobody on. Here in Lewiston, which sits on the banks of the Clearwater River and the Snake River, 3rd largest city in northern Idaho. College town, really gets hopping during the school year, according to Coach Jeremiah Robbins. The ball fouled off, third base side. They have about 34,000 people that live here in the area. Neighbors with Clarkston, which is technically in Washington, right across the river. You go drive across the bridge and you're jumping between Washington and Idaho. So 3-2 pitch is going to miss low for ball 4. A walk is issued. And on base for a 3rd time is Goikoa, and that'll bring in the courtesy runner for him. And that is Austin Top once again that'll head to first base to run. First, make that 2nd walk issued by Tristan Ledbetter. Runner at first, 1 away. Hayden Line will bat. He's 1 for 1 in the game. Grounds 1 towards short. Avery gets it to second. Did he hang on to the bag? No, Anderson couldn't keep a foot on the bag as he stretched to get to the baseball. And everybody is safe. So Top will make his way to second. Fielder's choice for Hayden Line. And that'll bring up Makai Durrett, who is 0 for 1 in the game with a sac fly to drive in a run in his last at-bat. He bats with runners at first and second and 1 out. Chops at the first pitch, sends it high in the air. First baseman Cal Robbins will make the catch in foul territory, 2 away. Docs have been able to get to 2 outs here this inning and last inning before they gave up a run last inning. They're hoping to try and avoid that fate here in the 4th inning, trailing already 8-1. Cody Ray will bat. He had a double down the right field side for an RBI back in the 1st inning. Flew out to left field to wrap up things in the 2nd inning against Tristan Ledbetter. First pitch outside, gets away from Hellenthal. Everybody's going to move up 90 feet. That pitch just carried a bit too far for Ledbetter. It's a wild pitch. Puts Hayden Line to second, puts Austin Topp, the courtesy runner, to third base. So 2 runners in scoring position now. 1-0 count for Cody Ray. Ledbetter trying to stay out of things here. Ground ball fouled away third base side. Ducking underneath it, head coach Darren Trainer. Coach Trainer is a former LC Twin. He played here. Actually, he's not an LC Twin. He grew up in California, went to Turlock High School down there. But he played here at LC State. It's a ball hard hit at short, and it is knocked down by Avery, but he can't make a play. The throw to third. They got the runner off the bag. They've got him in a rundown between home and third. Line will try to dive back in at third, and he will not get there in time. A run will score and make it 9-1, but the Docs get a little break on the defensive side on a nice play by Brooks Avery. And they will get things done here in the 4th inning. Cody Ray will drive in a run with a base hit. Scoring will be Austin Topp from third, but then Hayden Line caught between home and third for the final out to wrap up things in the 4th. Go to the top of the 5th, 9-1. Docs trailing on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
This broadcast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by Barnes Heating and Cooling, Cascade Community Credit Union, DC Farmers Co-op, Dr. Alanson Randall, Travel Leaders Flyaway Travel. Tune in throughout the summer for Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Top of the 5th inning. Things getting late in a hurry for the Doc Stewarts here in their opener from the Palouse Summer Series in Lewiston, Idaho. Leading things off, Brevin Harrison takes high and away for ball 1. Harrison walked in the 3rd. He'll take one over the plate for strike 1. Docs Baseball brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. We appreciate everybody tuning in and joining with us on our YouTube channel, watching live here this afternoon. Swing and a miss out in front of the breaking ball. 1-2 count for Harrison. The online feed, the video stream, is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. We'll be doing the video stream for all of the games here in Idaho and Washington. The 1-2 pitch. Harrison fights it off, stays alive as he fouls it over the right side, out of play. 1-2 count. Docs still seeking their first hit of the game against Hayden Line. He's taken the no-hitter into the 5th inning. The 1-2 pitch, high and inside. Docs 1 run, no hits, 2 errors in this one. 9 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Twins. The 2-2 delivery here for Harrison outside, and he's got himself a full count. This would be quite the comeback here for the Doc Stewarts. And losing the first, you get 4 games total. Losing the first one in your pool is not going to set the Docs up in a great spot to try and win their pool and make their way to Sunday's championship day. There's a walk issued to Harrison. He gets his second walk of the ball game. That is now 6 walks issued by Hayden Line. The bullpen for the Twins is out of my view here from where I sit, so I can't tell you if anybody's throwing or warming up over there or any of that kind of stuff. But Hayden Line's got a no-hitter going, so the walks have really not been an issue at all. First pitch, there it is, a base knock for Jake Johnson. The 9-hitter comes through for the Docs. Finally gets the bat going. Docs have needed that. First hit of the game for the Doc Stewarts. It's always brought to you by MSK True Value. Make sure that your summer projects are a hit with a stop by the MSK family of stores in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. Right back up the middle for Johnson. He wasted no time. First pitch goes right through the middle and puts runners at first and second for the Docs with nobody out, and they're hoping that this is the start of a big rally here in the 5th. Top of the order, Brooks Avery up to bat for a third time. He'll take low and outside. Docs will get a chance to see Hayden Line for a third time. Listening to a Cubs game on my drive up here, and they were talking about that. It's a 1-1 pitch, in for a strike. Excuse me, the scoreboard was wrong. Now a 1-1 count. Talking about how back in the day, pitchers would go deep into ball games, throw a bunch of pitches. They expected to go at least 7 innings in a game in the major leagues. It's the 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed by Avery for strike 2. Nowadays, even at the big leagues, the expectation is if you get to the third time through the lineup, that's when you are like the leash is the shortest it's ever been. Might get pulled even if you've been having a good game third time through the lineup. So 1-1 pitch, swung on, 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3. Avery goes down chasing a breaking ball, could not put it in play. Strikeout for him, that's the 4th in the game for Hayden Line, 1 away with runners at first and second. Brings up Logan Anderson with 1 out. Runners at first and second, trying to get the Docs some sort of offensive activity. High for ball 1. So third time through the lineup here for Hayden Line. And Docs trying to see if they can maybe figure him out a little bit. So far the first 2 times through, they have not. Finally getting a base hit as Jake Johnson, the 9-hitter, came through. Pitch drops in for a strike against Logan Anderson. Cubs winning against San Francisco yesterday on my drive up here. It was nice to have that on and be able to listen to that streaming all the way up here and then get a win. As a ground ball towards short. Flipped to second for just 1 out. Oh, they call him safe at second as the throw pulled the second baseman Cody Ray off the bag. Guy Krasselt getting to it. That ball taking him to his right towards the hole at shortstop. Flipped it back to second base. And Cody Ray couldn't stay on the bag, so everybody's safe. A break in the action for the Doc Stewarts. Anderson will get on with a fielder's choice. Safely at second is Jake Johnson. To third base goes Brevin Harrison. Bases loaded with 1 away. And the Docs trying to capitalize here. 1-0 count. At the plate, Withers. He is 0 for 1. Walked his last time up. Swings through on the 1-0 pitch. Docs trailing by 8. Balk is called again against Hayden Line. That's the only way the Docs have scored in this game, but a balk called, and the Doc Stewarts will get another run on the board. Brevin Harrison this time comes around to score on that balk. Everybody else moving up. So it's now 9-2. Nobody at first base as a ball fouled off by Daniel Withers. At third base, Jake Johnson. At second base is Logan Anderson. Anderson scored the first run of the game on a balk in the first inning. Withers pops one up right side. That ball will carry out of play. Stays a 1-2 count. 1-2 count to the Docs 3-hitter. Heart of the lineup coming up here. That ball well hit by Withers out towards the alley in left center. It's going to hang in the air for a while. Catch made running to the warning track for Tucker Green. He will send it back in. The runners all tag in advance. Anderson will make his way to third base. Coming in to score, Jake Johnson. A sac fly for Daniel Withers to deep left center field. Hit that to one of the deepest parts of the park. 365 out in that area. He hit it to the warning track. Good enough to bring in a run on a sac fly. Docs now back within 6. There's 2 down. It'll bring up Cole Collins, who struggled with a pair of strikeouts. He swings through on the first pitch. Collins trying to come through with a man at third base. See if they can tack on one more here in the 5th inning and get it back to within a 5-run ball game. Swinging through, and Cole has been chopping at a lot of the high pitches. They've been looked enticing to him so far, and he takes a long step out of the box to try and reset himself. On the mound, Hayden Line knows it. Cole Collins has been chasing everything up at the eyeballs. Does he go back to it, or does he try to mix it up with something low in the zone? The righty Hayden Line will set. And he buzzes one by Cole Collins again for strike 3, and that'll finish things off in the top of the 5th inning. Third strikeout in the game for Collins. Doc Stewarts, though, do get their first hit, and they get a couple of runs. 2 runs come in, 1 hit for the Doc Stewarts. There was 1 error in the inning for the Twins, and the Docs leave 1 man on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 9-3 on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for a great lunch and great value with endless options for everyone? Then hurry over to Mountain Mike's Pizza for our all-you-can-eat lunch buffet. For one low price, you can choose from a variety of signature and specialty hot and delicious pizzas. Then build your own salad your way with a wide selection of fresh vegetables, toppings, and dressings with as little or as much as you want. Mountain Mike's Weekday Lunch Buffet. It's lunch and salad bar the way it ought to be.
This broadcast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by Fisher's Hearth and Home, Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair, Roseburg Disposal, Southern Septic, Evergreen Family Medicine. Tune in throughout the summer for Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Well, the Doc Stewarts climbing their way back into this one in the top of the 5th with a couple of runs, trailed by 6. On the mound, Tristan Ledbetter working against Kyson Barden. Missing low for a 1-1 count to start things off here in the bottom of the 5th. Breaking ball drops in. Ledbetter's been getting the curveball to work pretty well. Gets a called strike against Barden. Kyson Barden, mentioned, was at UCC during the spring season. He's got the 1-2 count. He takes on what looked like it was close to strike 3. Played in 17 games for UCC, hit .235, had a double, an RBI, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and a stolen base. Check swing. Did he go around? No. The appeal does not work in the Docs' favor. And the count is now full for Barden. Starting things here in the 5th inning. Breaking ball, there it is, strike 3. Dropped that one on the inside corner. Barden watches it go by, and that will be the first strikeout for Tristan Ledbetter in relief of Evan Corbin. 1 away. Strikeouts brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Don't swing and miss with dinner tonight. Stop by Mountain Mike's at the corner of Bellows and Harvard in Roseburg. Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. First pitch low. Ball 1 to Bodie Thieveridge. He is 0 for 2 in the game. Reached on an error his last time. Gets a ground ball up the middle behind second. And this time Avery does not mess around with the throw to first base. Lasers one across the diamond and gets the put out. 2 down. That is 3 straight ground balls to shortstop for Thieveridge in this one. 2 down, nobody on base, and Brody Balmer will bat. He's the extra hitter. They are batting 10. That's allowed in the tournament. Doc's not utilizing it, but the Twins are. Swing and a miss on the first pitch to Balmer. Outside, 1-1 count. Bounce in front of the dirt. 2-1 count for Balmer. With 2 down and nobody on. Doc's trying to keep the Twins off the board for the first time in an inning today. The Twins have scored 4 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third, and in the fourth. Swing and a miss by Balmer, and he's got a 2-2 count. Balmer is 0 for 2 in the game with a pair of groundouts to second base. So look alive out there, Logan Anderson. The 2-2 pitch, just outside. The 3-2 pitch got him to swing and miss. A pair of strikeouts here in the 5th inning for Tristan Ledbetter. He's got 2 in the ballgame total, and that will wrap up a 1-2-3 5th inning for the Doc Stewarts defensively. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base for the Twins, and a quick half inning there for LC. And we go to the top of the 6th inning. Docs climb their way back in. Got a long way to go still as we go to 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Cast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by MSK True Value, DR Johnson Lumber, and Umpqua Valley Fire Services.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Hold on to your taste buds because the heat is on. Introducing Mountain Mike's new jalapeno nut nuts. For limited time, they're just $5.99. Order online or on our app for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Cal Robbins leading things off for the Doc Stewarts. A 1-0 pitch swings through for strike 1. As we welcome you back here for the top of the 6th inning from Harris Field in Lewiston, Idaho, the start of the Palouse Summer Series for the Doc Stewarts and the LC Twins. The 1-1 pitch. Robbins pops this one high in the air on the infield. Second baseman Cody Ray calling for it. Will call off the pitcher Hayden Line and makes the catch to retire Robbins, who had walked in his previous 2 at-bats. 1 down. Docs Baseball brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Ty Haynes will bat for the Docs. He's 0 for 1, got robbed of a base hit with a nice leaping grab at third base by Thieveridge. Strike taken on the outside corner for Haynes. Haynes almost had a soft liner just over him, over the third baseman, but Thieveridge was able to get up and get to that ball as a pitch outside to the lefty. 1-1 count for Haynes, who took over in center field defensively for Drew Camp earlier in the game. Takes high and in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Docs trailing 9-3. They've got 1 hit in this one, but they've been able to get on base, just haven't been able to bring guys around as the ball fouled off. If they could be getting some hits mixed in here, Hayden Line has walked 6 and hit a batter. There's been opportunities to bring guys in. They just haven't been able to move them around as they have not really been putting the ball in play. Haynes with a 2-2 count. Line delivers. That ball lined left side. 1 hop on the dirt and into left field for Haynes. He's got himself a base knock, and the Doc Stewarts will have a second hit in the ball game and hoping to build off of that as they've been getting a little more offensive momentum here in the late stages of this one. That'll prompt a visit out to the mound and a slap on the rear for Hayden Line. He will head to the dugout, and they'll get a new man out of the bullpen for the LC Twins. Here in the 6th inning, a move to the pen. And we'll get you all the details about the change when we come back after this 1-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Dock Stewart's. Come watch the Docks swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docks!
This broadcast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by Neal Company Real Estate, American Family Insurance, Champion Car Wash, Cooper's Pest Control, Mountain Mike's Pizza. Tune in throughout the summer for Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To the bullpen, the Twins will go. Coming out of the game, Hayden Line after 5 1/3 innings. He gave up 2 hits, 6 walks, 5 strikeouts, 1 hit. Batter right now, 3 runs in the books against Hayden Line. Tyler Haynes is at first base, would go to his credit if Haynes comes around to score. We're here in the 6th inning. Today's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Austin Top will take over. He's been the courtesy runner in this one. He will get a chance to get out there and play defensively. And so Top, another right-hander on the mound, Austin Top from Lewiston High School, class of 2026. He'll face Ty Hellenthal, who's 0 for 2 in the game. Struck out his last time up against Hayden Line. He bats with a runner at first and 1 away. First pitch swinging for Hellenthal is lifted to center field. Not very deep. It is caught. Back to first base will go Haynes, 2 down. So 2 away. It'll be Brevin Harrison that will walk to the plate. Looking to try and get the Docks something going here in the 6th. Trailing by 6, they've got a lot of ground to make up, but they were able to put 2 on the board in the top of the 5th. Hoping to try and build off of that here in the 6th. Top, first pitch, swung on and missed by Harrison. Out at first base, Tyler Haynes. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Harrison will take high and inside, a 1-1 count. So Hayden Line, 6 walks, 1 hit batter, and 5 strikeouts. But for the most part, did a good job of limiting what the Dock Stewarts were able to do. Creeping further away from first, Haynes does not try to take the bag. A pitch low and outside, 2-1 count. He just kind of keeps taking a few extra steps. He just keeps stuttering a little bit further away from the bag out there. Keep wondering if he's going to maybe try to go, or if he's just trying to be just a little bit of a pest in the back as they throw over to first. Not in time. That ball was close at first base for Haynes, and as I was talking about it, Austin Top, he was definitely paying attention. Another pickoff throw that direction. LC State. This year's LC State club that played here at Harris Field during the college season Some familiar names for those in Roseburg and Douglas County as a pitch high, 3-1 count. Former Roseburg Dr. Stewart, Drake Bourgeois, who now goes by Drake George, he was on the LC State roster as a pitcher. Also, you got a former Doc, Dallas McGill from Reedsport High School, who was on the rosters. Pitch low on the 3-1. There's a walk issued for Harrison. That's his third walk in the game. Puts runners at first and second with 2 away. Jake Johnson, who had the first hit of the ballgame for the Doc Stewarts, it came in the 5th inning. Eventually, he came around to score. Jake had that first hit, always brought to you by MSK True Value, making sure that your summer projects are a hit. That's the MSK family of stores in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. Takes high for ball 1. So a couple of Douglas County kids on this LC State roster this last spring. Drake Bourgeois from Riddle High School playing for the Docs. And Dallas McGill from Reedsport playing here. He played 1 season with the Docs back in the day. 2-0 count for Jake Johnson as Austin Topp has missed on the first 2 pitches. Also, you've got a couple of former UCC guys that have transferred to LC State here. Brandon Cabrera and Charlie Updegrave. A couple of UCC Riverhawks have played there in Roseburg. 2-0 pitch. Johnson takes high for ball 3. .30 count. Austin Topp will walk the bases loaded, missing on that pitch. And here comes a mound visit for Coach Trainer. And he's going to call off the rest of the infield. Says, hey guys, I got this. We're going to just have a quick one-on-one conversation. Bases are loaded after that walk issued to Jake Johnson on 4 straight pitches. A brief visit out to the mound to talk with Austin Topp. Bases are loaded. Top of the order. Brooks Avery up to bat. So the Docs in a big spot here. They trail by 6, and they've got the bases juiced with an opportunity. So Avery will stand in. He's 0 for 3. Struck out his last time, but those were all against Hayden Line. It is now Austin Topp on the mound for the Twins. He misses on the first pitch high for ball 1. The 1-0 delivery. High again, 2-0 count. A walk brings in a run. It's as good as a base hit here. Topp out of his stretch, kicks and fires. Avery hits one to left field. That ball gets down. 1 run in. They will hold everybody. That's all they'll get. The ball trickles through the legs of Thieveridge, the third baseman, as he tried to cut it off, but everybody was holding at that point. RBI single for Brooks Avery. Gets his first hit of the game. And the Doc Stewarts continue to inch closer in this one. Now down by 5 at 9-4. Ty Haynes scores. Harrison to third. Johnson at second. Avery at first. Some good speed on the bases as Logan Anderson stands in. First pitch in for a strike against Anderson. Austin Topp in relief of Hayden Line, trying to keep a healthy lead in favor of the LC Twins. Docs have gotten back within 5. The 1-1 pitch. Comebacker off the mound, up the middle. A throw to first base by the shortstop. Guy Krasselt will get there to get Logan Anderson. Nice job by Krasselt to get that ball off the mound. It bounced right by second. He fields behind the bag and easily tosses as he's on the run across the diamond. Docs will add 1 run here in the 6th inning on 2 hits. There were no errors for the Twins and 3 men left on base. The Doc Stewart's getting a little bit closer as we go to the bottom of the 6th on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event, plus you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. First pitch of the inning, a line drive up the middle. The catch made by Brooks Avery. Avery will make a diving play on a line drive back up the middle behind second base. We came in right as it was happening. Avery up the middle lays out to rob one away from Brighton Schumacher. And there's one away on some nice defense there for the Doc Stewarts. Avery diving just behind the bag to get to that one. Top of the order now. Tucker Green bats with one out. Only one pitch into things here in the sixth inning. Tristan Ledbetter, the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball. That has been a beautiful pitch for him here today. The 1-1, low and outside for Tristan. Two balls and one strike. And that pitch low and outside from Ledbetter. Tucker Green is 2 for 3 today. Started out the game with a pair of singles before he flew out to center field. Grounds one left side. There's his third hit of the ball game as he grounds one into left field. A one-out single for the top of the order here for the Lewis Clark Twins. They, for sure, know how to put the barrel on the ball. We have seen plenty of that out of them here today. That'll be their 13th hit in the ball game. A runner at first with one away. And this top of the order has been difficult. Ledbetter is on in relief. Came in back in the second. A pickoff throw to first. Ended up getting the final 2 outs of the second inning. So he has now thrown a full 4 innings with one out here in the sixth inning in this ball game. Took over for Evan Corbin. It's a runner going, ground ball foul, hit and run on. And at the plate, Guy Krasselt couldn't keep it fair. We'll have an 0-1 count. So 0-1 count as we start here in the sixth inning. Game 1 of the day for the Docs. They'll have a second one coming up, scheduled to be 4 o'clock. Although this game getting close to here to the 3 o'clock hour, we'll see how things play out here as this game starts wrapping up and the second game of the day about to get underway. Pitch in the dirt, 1-1 count. Coming up next for the Doc Stewarts, they will play against the team from Washington, Reality Sports, and then wrapping up the day will be the Washington Rush and Meridian, Idaho. They are in a different group in the tournament, so they don't affect the standings in the group that the Docs are in. His ball fouled down the right field side, out of play for strike 2. So the count will go to 1-2 as the sun continues to shine here in Lewiston. Thankfully, They've got air conditioning here in the booth, some climate control as we are up to 85 degrees this afternoon. I am thankful for that for sure. The 1-2 pitch, grounder at short, backhanded by Avery. A long throw across the diamond. Got it there in time to beat the runner, Krassel. Avery might have had a chance to go to second, but decided to go a long way across the diamond and get the out at first. But most importantly, he was able to get an out. Up to second base goes Tucker Green. Krassel out at first. 2 away, and Brooks Avery has come up with a couple of big defensive plays here in this 6th inning. He had the line drive catch on a diving play behind second to start out the inning. Ground ball up the middle. Avery has it behind the bag, throws over to Robbins, and that's 3 outs for Brooks Avery here in the bottom of the 6th. And he keeps this game within reach for the Docs, trailing 9-4 as we go to the top of the 7th. Docs will need 5 to keep the ball game going when we return here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with a news review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Here in beautiful Lewiston, Idaho for the start of the Palouse Summer Series, Doc Stewart's trying to avoid going to 0-1 in the tournament as they will need 5 runs to keep this ball game going as we welcome you in for the Southern Septic Service 7th inning. Nobody sticks their nose in Southern Septic Service's business. Get a free no-obligation estimate today for all your septic, grease trap, and portable toilet needs. Visit SouthernSepticServiceInc.com. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Doc Stewart's trailing 9-4. Daniel Withers will lead things off as we bring you the heart of the order, brought to you by American Family Insurance. They're at the heart of it all when life hands you a tough road or you just want to be prepared. Get in touch with Lynette McAllister for all of your insurance needs. Austin Topp is on the mound trying to close it out. He issues a first pitch ball to Daniel Withers. Withers will take inside for a 2-0 count. Withers, last time up, sent one pretty deep to center field, one of the deepest portions of the park. Got it to the warning track for a sac fly. He takes low and inside for a 3-0 count. .3-0 delivery. A strike across. Docs need base runners here. Take a look at your D.R. Johnson scoreboard update here in the 7th inning. The 3-1 pitch. Ground ball, that is foul down the third base side, just behind the bag. That one was right on the line for Thieveridge at third base. From up here, I thought it was going to be foul even more, but I think as that ball came in, I think it was pretty close to whether it was fair or foul down that line. It makes it a full count for Daniel Withers. Withers got around on that inside pitch pretty quickly there and just a bit too much. 3-2 from Top. Withers gets underneath one to center field. Tucker Green has a read on it, and there is your first out of the 7th inning. 1 down. Taking a look at that scoreboard update brought to you by D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. For the Doc Stewarts, 3 runs on 3 hits. They've committed 2 errors, and currently they've left 7 men on base. Doc scored 1 in the first, 2 in the fifth, and 1 in the sixth. On the other side, 9 runs on 13 hits, 1 error for the home team, the LC Twins. They have left 6 men on base in this one. They scored 4 in the first, 3 in the second for a 7-0 lead, or 7-1 lead. Added 1 in the third and 1 in the fourth to make it 9 runs on the board for the Twins. Pitch low for Cole Collins, who struggled at the plate today, 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. It's got a 1-1 count. Austin Top with 1 away and nobody on base. Gets a ground ball right side out of Collins. And in front of it, Cody Ray will make the routine put out to first, 2 down. And the Doc Stewarts will be down to their final out to work with here in Game 1 from the Palouse Summer Series. It'll be Cal Robbins to try and get something going, and Doc's looking to try and pull off a pretty big comeback. Doc's getting things going, but unfortunately didn't get it going early enough in this one. They scored 3 runs in their last 2 innings combined. As Robbins fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. But the Docs, too little, too late. Trailing by 5 here. Down to their final out. The 0-1 to Robbins. Outside with the fastball from Austin Top. One pitch is outside. 2-1 count. Cal Robbins, 2 walks in the game, flew out to the second baseman in the 6th. That was the before Austin Top took over for Hayden Line, so first time facing the new man. Robbins pops one up foul back behind home, 2-2 count. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company, they're a progressive family-owned company, proudly supporting our local youth. Come on out and watch the Docs swing some lumber when we get back home next week. That's D.R. Johnson Lumber Company, making lumber since 1951. Jam shot popped up on the infield, should do it here. The shortstop, Guy Krasselt, is there for the catch, and the Doc Stewarts will fall in Game 1 of the Palouse Summer Series. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base in the top of the 7th. And the Doc Stewarts go down against the LC Twins, 9-4, your final score in this one. A big early lead for the Twins. It provides them enough of a cushion to hold off the Doc Stewarts late in this one. Final score again, 9-4. We'll come back with the postgame show after a 2.5-minute timeout. We'll come back to run through the numbers for you here from Harris Field in Lewiston, Idaho on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
D.R. Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Doc Stewarts. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Well, we are wrapping up our first game of the day. And just a programming note here, when we'll get you the post-game show, we'll wrap things up, and then we will we're going to dip back into the Infinity Sports Network, get you some coverage here for a little while this afternoon, and then we'll join you back in here at about 3:45 for Game 2 of our day. Got a bit of a lengthy time here in between, so we'll get you some sports talk from the Infinity Sports Network here on The Score, and then we'll join you back here in about 45 minutes from now for Game 2 of our day as the Docs take on Reality Sports. So we'll have more Docs baseball coming up for you here this afternoon. Stay tuned. Final numbers on this one, your D.R. Johnson Lumber Company scoreboard update. 4 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, and 7 men left on base for the Doc Stewarts. For the Lewis Clark Twins, 9 runs on 13 hits, 1 error, and 6 men left on base. The Docs scored the first run of the game in the top of the first inning on a balk by Hayden Line, but they then quickly gave up the lead. In the bottom of the first, 4 runs come in for the Twins. They added 3 more in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fourth, as they would build a 9-1 lead over the Doc Stewarts. The Docs would get 2 back in the fifth and add another run in the sixth, made it 9-4, but their comeback efforts stalled out there. Too big of a margin to try and make up here in this one today. Doc Stewarts didn't have a hit until the 5th inning. It was a bit of a struggle out there against Hayden Line, who kept putting guys on with walks, but unfortunately the Docs were not able to do anything to take advantage of those free passes. Winning pitcher will be Hayden Line. Line goes 5 1/3 innings in this one to pick up the victory. He allowed 3 runs on 2 hits, 6 walks, 5 strikeouts, 1 hit batter. And that is his final line there. Coming in to pitch the final inning and 2/3, Austin Topp. Not a save situation, so he does not get a save in this one. But he did pitch strong, allowed 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, and no strikeouts in his inning and 2/3. On the other side, Evan Corbin will take the loss. For Corbin, that'll be an 0-3 record on the season for him right now, and he's looking to try and get some things figured out for his final season of Docs baseball. Corbin only lasted an inning and a third, gave up 7 runs on 10 hits, no walks, and 1 strikeout. Tristan Ledbetter pitched the final 4 2/3 innings, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, and he gave up 2 walks and had 2 strikeouts in the game as well. So Corbin will take the loss there for the Doc Stewarts. Unfortunate the Docs unable to support him with some offense, but Corbin just struggled to get outs. The Twins were batting the ball all over the park, had 6 hits in the first inning, 4 in the second. They were out to 10 hits by the end of the second inning already, and a 7-1 lead at that point in time. So just not the start that they were hoping for from Evan Corbin in that one today. Doc Stewarts will try to bounce back. They've got another game coming up here in just a little while as they take on Reality Sports. Taking a look at the offensive numbers, 3 hits in the game total for the Doc Stewarts. Brooks Avery ended up with an RBI single in the 6th inning. RBIs are brought to you by the Neal Company Real Estate. If you wish your drive home was taken to you a house with more rooms, a bigger yard, a walk-in closet, or a shop, check out Neal Company Real Estate at nealco.com for the latest listings around Douglas County. Their agents can help you score the home of your dreams. Avery had that RBI single. He's the only man to end up with an RBI as the Docs scored. Actually, that's not true. Daniel Withers also had an RBI on a sac fly. Docs scored twice on a balk in this one. That was Logan Anderson scoring in a balk in the first inning after getting on with a walk. Let's see here. Daniel Withers had a sac fly for an RBI in this one. Cal Robbins walked twice. Tyler Haynes was 1 for 2 with a single and scored a run. And Brevin Harrison walked 3 times. He scored a run. And Jake Johnson was 1 for 1 in the game with a single and a run scored as well. He got hit by a pitch and was walked in the game as well. On the other side for the Twins, 3 for 4 on the day for Tucker Green with 3 singles and 2 runs scored. Guy Krasselt was 2 for 4 with 2 RBI and scored twice. David Goikoa, he ended up going 2 for 3 with 2 singles, a walk, and 2 runs scored. Hayden Line was 1 for 2 in the game with a 2-run single. An RBI for Makai Durrett, who had a sac fly to drive in a run. Cody Ray was 2 for 3 with 2 runs driven in. He had a double and a single. Kyson Barton drove in a run with a double in the first inning. He goes 1 for 3. And then Brighton Schumacher in the final spot in the lineup card, batting 10 for the Twins today. He goes 2 for 3 with a single and a RBI double, scored a run in there as well. So overall, a very good hitting day and performance by the Lewis Clark Twins. The Twins will improve to 8-6 on the year. Docs go to 5-6 on the season. And now they will look to try and turn things around as they will take on Reality Sports in our next game coming up here at Harris Field in Lewiston, Idaho. A little bit of a break before that. So we are going to step away and head back to Infinity Sports Network for a little bit of sports talk for you in between games. And we'll get back on the airwaves here at 3:45 as we will get ready for Game 2 of our doubleheader. So don't go anywhere, folks. We will be back with more Docs baseball here from Lewiston, Idaho on a beautiful sunny day as we kick off things in the Palouse Summer Series. We'll have more coverage of Doc Stewart's baseball for you coming up. Final score again, 9-4. The Twins get the win over the Doc Stewarts. Want to say thanks to the Lewis Clark Twins for hosting us here in Lewiston, Idaho at the Palouse Summer Series. It's been fun so far. We're hoping to see the Docs get a win and make it a little bit more enjoyable here for Game 2 coming up. Thanks to the American Legion baseball program run for the Doc Stewarts. Appreciate them allowing us to bring you another season of Doc Stewart's baseball here on The Score. Want to say thanks to Grady Hamilton back in the studio for running the radio production for us here today. Great work as always. And want to say thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for today's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. We'll talk to you again coming up in about 35 minutes from now when we get ready for the second game of the day for the Doc Stewarts. You can find the game streaming online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score on YouTube and follow us there. We'll have the game there at 3:45 as the Docs take on Reality Sports. And you can find it there. It is presented by the Cow Creek Tribe. Or, of course, tune in for Docs Baseball right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. We send you now to the Infinity Sports Network.